Hello again, everybody. So since Ranger KOKKORO is having a rerun right now, I thought I might as well make a video talking about her kit. And I don't know if you noticed, she actually has quite a little bit of synergy with SHIORI since she is already coming out with her new 6-star. So you guys might have thought maybe she works really well with SHIORI since her position is really far back in the team and she only buffs KOKKORO, only buffs people around herself. So, SHIORI will most likely be very close to KOKKORO since they are both on the back of the team. So you might have thought maybe SHIORI and KOKKORO work really well together. I can speak today apparently. And I thought the same, so I tried doing some testing. And I'm happy to say, yeah, she is actually pretty good. But with one condition or caveat, I guess. Well, but let's just get onto the skills, shall we? In case you guys don't know, she basically gives some attack to everybody around her and some critical rate by 55. Her first skill also gives some attack and some critical damage by 5% around herself. And she also gives a barrier. This part is very important, this barrier. She gives a barrier that blocks physical damage and magic damage over there. And also gives healing to everybody on the team. Also keep in mind these buffs, attack buffs and critical rate and critical damage buffs. Actually, no, only the physical attack actually. Go up according to her own physical attack. So she will buff even more if she has more physical attack. So she buffs herself, and by buffing herself, she will buff even more the other characters on the team. Very simple, very straightforward. And what's very good about KOKKORO over here, she synergizes really well, not with SHIORI. I mean, with SHIORI too, of course, since, she is really close. They are really close to each other. But besides SHIORI, she also synergizes really well with Amis. Amis has this skill over here. This really broken ass skill, I might say, that gives a buttload of attack, magical and physical, and also gives a lot of TP. And this attack also increases, according to Amis's own magic attack. So she does give magic attack to herself with this skill. So by doing this, she will also give even more physical attack to SHIORI and everybody else on the team. And Amis is a very useful character. So if you don't have her, I really recommend trying to get her when Prefest comes along, I guess. But what makes her a really good combo with KOKKORO, this skill only affects people that have a barrier on them. And what does KOKKORO give? A barrier to everybody near her. Also, Amis also gives a barrier, but it's only one barrier. Her own barrier will disappear eventually if she gets, or everybody on the team gets hit by a really strong burst, or just runs out of time. So having a second barrier on top of this barrier, or having another character giving barriers, makes this skill way more reliable. So if KOKKORO is giving barriers all the time, together with Amis, of course, Amis will way more reliably buff SHIORI, and buffing her by a lot, because this is a lot of TP, a lot of attack, and also will give a lot of TP to SHIORI. I've tried comparing both of them together with other, not both of them together. Comparing both of them together with other combinations. For example, using Nozomi, Liberator Nozomi over here. She is also another really good support for physical teams. She gives, a lot of TP at the beginning, also gives a lot of attack and critical rate and critical damage, and also reduces the defense. And I thought maybe Nozomi would just be better than KOKKORO, but No, she isn't. Without Kokoro's barrier on Shiori, Ames just won't really buff Shiori as much or as reliably, making her not deal as much damage. I'll probably show some screenshots of how much damage I dealt against one of the training bosses in the training mode. It was the very hard boss, not the extreme difficulty boss. But of course I didn't use Shiori because we don't really have her at 6-star. I used the next best option, which is Arisa over here. She's also, she kind of works like Shiori, so I used her as a testing subject. I also tried using Ames together with Akino and Saren to see if they would give way better buffs, but again, they didn't, which is really impressive, to be honest, at least for me. I really thought maybe Nozomi or Akino and Saren could do more, buff way more Shiori, or in this case, Arisa. But they actually didn't. Again, I'll show a screenshot of the damage I dealt and the damage Arisa dealt with Akino and Saren on the team instead of Kokkoro. But in case you don't know, Akino and Saren give TP, HP. They also give some attack and critical damage, critical rate, and also do some damage themselves with their burst. Not as important, but still pretty good. The last character I tested her with was... who? I don't remember. Oh, Saren, of course, this Saren. Because Saren also gives a barrier. It doesn't say over here, I guess I'll just show an image on screen, but also gives a barrier to people around her. So I thought maybe it could also be a good alternative to Kokkoro, but unfortunately it isn't, because Ames herself isn't hit by the barrier. So, the barrier from Saren, I mean. So, because of that, Ames won't buff her own damage, making her own buff not be as strong as it would be if she had a barrier on herself. It's kind of confusing, to be honest, but yeah. Even though the whole team in total actually dealt a lot of damage, but Arisa herself didn't do as much damage, which is unfortunate. Still a really good team, though. But yeah, you know, Arisa will have the burst, not the burst, the buff from Ames, since she is hit by the barrier herself, so that is pretty nice. Saren also doesn't give any critical buffs, no critical rate and critical damage, but she does give a lot of attack. But I guess Kokkoro ended up being better anyway, because she also gives a lot of attack. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There aren't really any other characters worth comparing Kokkoro with, since she just pairs really well with Ames and Shiori in this case, or archers. I mean, I guess there's also Suzuna over here, but she's more of an attacker. Yeah, I mean, you can, I guess... there's not really any space. I feel there's... Sorry about that. I feel there's not really any space for Suzuna, because, you know, you'll use Ames. You'll most likely, very likely use Labrista, because she's kind of broken and needed in every physical team. You might need a tank. For the experiments I used Jun, and we used Arisa and Kokkoro, of course. I guess in case you don't need a tank, you could try using Suzuna, and that could work. But maybe a different buffer could actually be better. But, you know, this isn't a Suzuna video, so it doesn't really matter that much. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Kokkoro actually pretty damn impressive with Shiori. I wasn't expecting that. Granted, if you have Ames. If you don't have Ames, I don't think she would be as good. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Well, hopefully that was helpful. Oh, you know what? Let's see if I can I still have to use my free pull. Let's see. Can I get anything? Okay, nothing new, I guess. Any 3-star? Oh, KOKKORO, maybe. Oh, SHIORI. Not even KOKKORO. God damn though, Suzuna, you looking good as hell. But yeah, that's the video. Oh, wait, first place? No, I guess not. But yeah, that's the video. KOKKORO, very good. Good luck to anyone trying to get her. And I'll see you guys next time.